What up, yo? It's Mad Breakout, yo. For those who don't know what that meant, it's cold outside in New York slang. Why New York slang today? Let me tell you. Let me holla at you. Today is my homage, my ode to NYC, aka the Big Apple, aka Gotham, aka the city. So what am I going to prepare then for you? Well, I asked my B, what's typical New York street food? And everybody is like, well, a hot dog. No, son, no hot dogs today. I went to the bodega to get some rice, to get some Greek yogurt, to get the cucumber, to get some chicken, milk, oil, herbs, or whatnot. What are we gonna do? New York street food, I just tell you. Don't be fronting me. Well, this is what we have in store today. Check it out, yo. I got over here rice, tumeriac. I'm gonna make our own bread with flour, milk, butter, no yeast. I got here Greek yogurt, cucumber, garlic, olive oil, chicken breast, and shawarma herbs that I got from my bodega. Let's get started. Since it's one pot cooking, gotta have a chicken breast. And what we're gonna do is a little trick I learned along the way, is to make sure all the bad things are out. And we're gonna tenderize it, not by smacking the shit out of it, by soaking it in milk with a little bit of vinegar. And if you don't have vinegar, you can use lemon juice. Anyways, here we go. I'm gonna make a cut in the middle. I'm gonna flatten it out. And by flattening it out, as you can see, it becomes bigger and bigger. Now, normally you place it between two parchment papers and you start banging on it like so, and the trick is it will get tenderized. Yes and no, because you're gonna tear down the meat structure. We're gonna cut small strips. I'm a righty, so everything is gonna be right-handed. Now some of my professional fellas are like, you're cutting it the wrong way. It's not salmon, dude. It's not salmon. And this way I have control over the thickness of my strips. Make sure you're working with a sharp knife, because most accidents happen in a professional kitchen and in home with a dull knife. There are many ways to sharpen a knife. Professional kitchen, we have special tools to sharpen our knives. And at home, if you put your knife against another knife, it will eventually sharpen as well. Milk. I'm using full fat milk. Don't worry. And make sure when you're working with poultry, meat, fish, every 10 seconds, especially as we learn now, clean your frickin' hands. lemon juice. It will split the milk, but that's okay. Don't worry. This is about 2 teaspoons lemon juice in my milk. Let's set this in the fridge for 30 minutes or so. And now we're getting started for the bread. For the flatbread, this is a no yeast flatbread that we're going to make. I have here just all-purpose flour, milk, butter, and we're gonna need a little bit of salt. For those who've been watching my eclair video, my latest video, we're gonna heat the milk with the butter and pour it on top of our flour, and also by adding a little bit of salt. Then we're gonna blend it all in. Let's get started. Milk, butter. The quantities are written below in the description, so don't worry about this. Meanwhile, I've taken a larger bowl to mix it in with the flour. Now, some recipes say half of this, half of that. Well, I'm a semi-pro. I've got tools like this, and there it states half teaspoon. I can imagine that not all of you have the same thing. And yes, I support the economy, but still, this is eyeballing. This is approximately half teaspoon that goes in. Well, compared with the eclairs, you don't want this to a boil, because it's going to be the other way around. Instead of adding the flour to your milk and butter, I'm gonna add the milk and butter to our flour. I'm gonna make it into a dough. And I'm gonna need a little bit of extra flour for kneading our dough. Spoiler, I'm also gonna do a pizza dough video later. And the thing is, with kneading a dough by hand, it will take you 10 to 15 minutes to 20 minutes. It depends on how much of flour you're using for the dough. As you can see, the butter is melted and it goes in. All in at once. Yes, it's piping hot, I know, so I don't recommend stick your hands in. That's why we're using a wooden spoon. It's quite warm still, but it's okay. Now I'm used to work in a commercial kitchen, so at this stage it is freaking hot, I can tell you. So funny how those instructional videos don't tell you the truth sometimes, because this is piping hot. But that's okay. Cold surface. I'm going to knead the dough for a little bit and to rest it. Like with my gnocchi video, it's actually the same. I'm gonna knead all the flour needs to be like I said, with your thumbs in, tuck and roll. Cooking is so simple. Now I'm doing another method. I want everything incorporated into my dough. Why like this? I don't know. My grandmother taught me this way. And a baker I used to work with taught me the same way. And according to me, this way. This way you get your dough nicely kneaded. You can also do it like this. Pick, pull, turn. If you already know how to make bread, this is not new to you. If not, this will be a nice exercise. Trust me, you will be a pro masseuse. And the way I'm showing you now, it's also how my mom is doing it. Like I said, my grandmother is doing it. And as you all know, my mom, I love her to bits. We have fun, we fight, but hey, she gives me all. Like I said, it's a workout. And how do you know you're there? Well, I'm gonna wrap it into a bowl. When it's spongy, you actually know it's there. And I told you we might needed some extra flour for dusting. I'm gonna need that later when we're gonna roll them into flat bread for baking. Gonna cover this in cling film, set it aside. It does not have to go into a fridge. This can be outside the fridge and let it rest on room temperature. On to our next stage, we're gonna make the tzaziki. Tzaziki is a Greek yogurt based sauce. What do we need? Yogurt, garlic, pinch of salt. Don't tell the Greeks, this is Italian olive oil, and the cucumber. Gonna start with the garlic. I'm gonna show you a trick. Well, as you already know, with my puttanesca video, I've taken out the heart and everything. I'm gonna do that as well. Again, but we're gonna make a paste this time. A garlic paste. And it's actually quite easy to make a garlic paste. All you need is a little bit of patience, sharp knife, and some salt. Trust me, try me. Take out the bitter part, put it on your tongue and tell me if you like it. Put it in the comments. I bet you're not gonna like it. This is the difference between me and my mom. Many Italians actually. I'm taking it out. I still have the garlic flavor though, only it's less intense. Do I also do this shit in a commercial kitchen? Nope. This is home, where I'm taking you into my home cooking world, trying to tell you something you already know, you might don't know, and to keep the spirit alive of Biggie. And if you don't know, now you know. Right, now, here we go. The cat claw, dragon claw, whatever kind of claw. Middle finger pointed out. Middle finger out, like this, middle finger out. And let your knife do the work. This way, you can chop your veggies and everything you want without hurting yourself. And you have control over how to handle your blade. Now, roughly chop it up. So far nothing new, I assume. Now comes the fun part. With the edge of the knife, you're gonna, with the tip of the knife actually, you're gonna scrape it. Just scrape it. It will take some time. And when we're cooking at home, we're not on the clock. We're not gonna 86 our products. Needs to be diced a little bit more. Now here comes the part. This is the part where you add your salt. Your salt will be working as sandpaper. It's gonna grind your garlic into a paste. And you will hear that squishing sound. That squishing sound is the salt getting in. You will eventually smell the garlic. And the juices will start to flow from the garlic as well. Because as you can see, it will stick already to my fingers. Depends if you want. Yeah, as you can see, it already starts to form. Make sure you use pressure on your knife. As you can see, it's getting thicker and thicker. But that's just all the essentials that are in the garlic. This is also a base for your aioli. It's a Spanish sauce, garlic sauce as well. Only difference is it's mayonnaise based with milk, yogurt or sour cream. And this is only plain yogurt. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Your paste. This is going in. I find this nice enough for my flavor. Next step, always clean your work surface before you do something new. Even at home, not only in the commercial kitchens. Cucumber. The recipe states that you have to grate it. And like I said, I don't want you to make extra costs. So yes, it's going to be a long video this time. I'm going to show you step by step. Taking out the heart. The heart has all the juice in it. Now, as you can see, taking one strip through the half, through the half, through the half, and now your knife skills come in handy. I want it finely chopped. I'm not gonna showboat with how fast I can chop cucumbers and whatnot. I can be quick with a knife, but like I said, we're home cooking, low and slow. This is about the consistency we are looking for. Not too thick, not too thin, and also goes in. And some recipes say to add a little bit of mint or dill or parsley. I'm using parsley, and as the majority of you already know, I'm a potty mouth, and my brother from another mother said, what's better, parsley or pussy? Well, I'm Italian, so I have to say parsley. He knows who he is. Mix it in. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Just stir it in. No folding. It's not pastry. And I already hear you say, yeah, we know that when you say fold it in, and we see you stirring it in with your chocolate mousse. True. True, you got me there. I'm gonna let this set in the refrigerator to get all the flavors combined. On to our next step. Back to our chicken. I'm gonna drain the chicken. It's now about 30 minutes or so. Let's have passed. Movie magic. Leave the milk on, that's fine. Don't worry. Drizzle of oil. The shawarma herbs. This is about 2 teaspoons. And it's pre-mixed for me. This has sweet pepper, hot pepper, cilantro, salt, pepper, mint, garlic, oregano, curcuma, and onion in it in this mixture. Mix it in with your hands. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And this will be popped back into the refrigerator and get all the flavors into the tender chicken. There you go. Okay, let's get back to it with our flatbread. It's been over 30 minutes. And as you can see, I dusted my works flat. But, here comes the funny thing. We have to roll it. Roll it flat. First, we're going to do it by hand. Trying to make a circle. Something we do with pizzas. But it doesn't matter if it's not perfect, okay? Don't worry. As you can see, it's not perfectly round. Here's a little trick. I said we're gonna use a rolling pin, right? Right. I got here hairspray, wrapped it in cling film. Because with my assumptions that I make, I assume you all don't have a rolling pin at home. And how to roll it out then? Well, like so. It's going to be square. But it's fine. It's fine, like I said, it's home cooking. No Michelin star needed. Put this aside. Okay, let's show it the proper way. Dust your workbench. Form a ball. Press it down. From the top, down, top, down, top. As you can see now, it's more round in your hands. Shape it, flatten it out, roll it from the center, up, down, up, down, up, down. If it gets sticky, flour, twist and turn. Now we got more like a frisbee type. And if you don't like my first one, forget about it. You make it into a ball. Shape it into a ball. As you can see underneath. Tuck it in, tuck it in. It's a bowl again. Flour, flour, flatten it. Same work process. Rolling pin, improvise rolling pin. There, happy now? What we are looking for is 6 inches for my metric France, 15 centimeters up to 20 centimeters, more or less. Eyeballing. Okay, get your pan on, make sure it's nice and hot. A little bit of oil in it. Oh, I saw something on YouTube that really got me pissed. I don't have Bezos money, let alone YouTube money. I work for my money. She was doing this, and I was like, what the? Take a piece of paper towel. Go round and round. This is a non-stick pan. If you don't have a non-stick pan, same process. Round and round. Go in. Now we wait. I think it will be about 2 minutes each side. We shall see. You want to have the same look, feel like tortillas. And that's only water, flour, baking powder, I assume. But I can be mistaken. The thing with cooking is it takes time. You need to be patient, especially when it comes to pastry. You need to be more patient because it needs to be precise. This is a variety of a flatbread you can get anywhere. It's not your Greek style, it's not your Indian naan. It's a quick, simple way to make a flatbread for the dish that we're gonna serve. As you can see, it's not ready yet. It'll take a little bit longer. Yeah, now it gets bubbly. That is what you want to see. Then you know your pan is hot enough and the gluten gets activated to the heat, even though it's in no yeast. The butter that's in there will souffle it as well. You can see it as a puff pastry, actually, a baked puff pastry. Only puff pastry are equal amounts of flour, butter, and half of that amount is water, and it will take 4 hours till you get proper puff pastry. Here we go. This is what you want. This is what you want to see. Took a little bit more than 2 minutes. Like I said, cooking is patience. Cooking is love. If you want to have a quick bite to eat, go to McDonald's. I don't care. Hey, here we go. On with the next. A little bit of oil. Always grease your pan. Always. Mine is non-stick. You might not have a non-stick. Again, with the kitchen towel, paper cloth, grease it. And there we go. This one will take a little bit faster because my pan is not quite hot. Showboating. In the meantime, we're gonna cook our rice. Look on your package how long it takes. I've got here my tumeriac. It goes in. This will give your rice flavor. As you all know by now, everything that has spice in it, bring it to a heat so to give you the flavor. Rice goes in. This is going to cook for, like I said, mine said 12 minutes. So I'm gonna let this be. Some of you already know how to cook rice, some of you don't. What I did, I took double the amount of water from the amount of my rice. For example, my 100 grams of rice is going to be cooked in 200 grams of water, but I added more water because it will evaporate eventually as well. And that way you will get nice cooked rice. Stir every now and then. Some saying don't stir your rice. Well, it's like risotto, so stir every now and then. On with our shawarma. Hot pan, a little bit of oil, in. Cross-contamination. The chicken is really tender. I've cut it in small pieces, so it's really tender due to the milk and the acidity of the lemon juice or vinegar. Hot pan. Let's cook it out. My rice is also almost done, so here we go. Alright, y'all, let's get this dumb food started. Dumb as in stupid? No, that's New York slang for this is the shiznit. Here we go. Rice on top of our flatbread. Just a little bit of rice. I cooked a little too much rice, but hey. If you can cook for 2, you can cook for 4, etc, etc. And sharing is caring. Our chicken shawarma goes on top. And the nice thing about having it marinated in the milk, it makes it tender, really, really tender. So it's going to be cooked also very, very quick. And on top, our Greek yogurt. Home style, New York street food, dumb shawarma, yellow rice, and a flatbread. There you have it. Nothing but love for you, baby.